Hello, hello, Chalkin History friends. It's Shelly Kallach, and it is Monday, 5:30-ish. I hope you guys are having a great day so far. Are you getting used to that extra hour that we supposedly got? I'm not. Either is our fur baby, but he'll figure it out. They usually always do. Say hi as you're hopping on. If you see a red live button at the top left corner of your screen, that means you're live with me. Let's see if we're live. Say hello, everyone. Hi, Kathy. How are you? Thanks for hopping on tonight. We are playing with Resin. It's Resin Mold Monday. Thank you for sprinkling and sharing. You know I appreciate you. Always, always, always. I hope you're doing fine, which I am going to guarantee that you are. All right, guys, let's get started. So we're going to play with our epoxy resin. This is the one that takes about 24 hours to cure. We're going to play with the Santa's Elves transfer. Have fun. I think we had a high of 67 today. So it was pretty nice. I think we're supposed to get a little bit higher, like Wednesday, Thursday, we should be like 72, 73. And then I think we dump back into the 50s and low 60s, which is certainly better than 40s, right? And frosts. So we're gonna play with this fun cut board resin mold. This is not Decor. So if you need a link to that, let me know. But here is the transfer. So what we're going to do is we are going to chalk inside the mold first. All right, and then we will pour our resin. And then tomorrow we will demold it and see how it looks. Of course, it is for display purposes only. You don't want to use it for food or anything. So what I was thinking is I would put him to the side and then we'll add this extra string here. Or I thought we could take him down the middle too if we really wanted to bring that down. I think kind of off to the side would be cute. So that's what I plan on doing. And gosh darn it, I did not grab scissors again. Darn it, I keep forgetting my darn scissors, but I think I'm gonna grab my scissors because I think it'll be so much easier to work with without the whole transfer. I ordered scissors, you guys, so they're coming. They're coming tomorrow. My transfer scissors, the Decor ones, our transfer trimmers, that's in the back of my car. Because I had to take scissors, because I had to take a package to the post office or UPS somewhere along the line there and forgot them in the back of my car. So there's that. All right, trim that guy off. All right, let's get him off his backer. I think I'm also going to fuzz. Let's fuzz the transfer because we're not waxing or anything like that. So I just want to take a little bit of that stickiness off. Want to be able to pull it up pretty easily from the resin mold. Be sure that your resin mold is nice and clean. Let's make sure there's no hairs, which I see from the fur baby. Just as long as it's not in our mesh, we are good to go. Okay. All right, so he's gonna hang about this way. I think that's good. So let's smooth him down. And of course, we are gonna go non-traditional colors. We are gonna go coastal colors. My little elf is a coastal elf. So we're gonna do that. We'll use some black in there. All right, let's see. I have sage, I have couture teal, I have something borrowed, I have ocean mist. Oh, you know what color I wanted to get? Eggshell blue. Do want to get eggshell blue. That's one color I forgot to grab. Let me grab that one because that's such a pretty color. Such a pretty color. All right, and then we'll decide on just probably like 2 or 3 colors. There's our eggshell. Okay. So I think like couture teal would go good with that. And I do want to try to bring in that something borrowed. I think those are pretty colors. The eggshell and something borrowed might be really close. This is going to have more of a green tone to it. So maybe we don't use something borrowed. Maybe we go sage. I'm trying to see what colors I got going on here. Or we do eucalyptus. Eucalyptus, that's kind of all in the green families. Colonial blue. I don't want cadet. We could do ocean mist. I think we'll do these 3 colors. I think we are oversaturated in light. Let's turn off some lights here. If I can reach it. Okay, there we go. How's that for coloring? All right, so I think we're gonna go with those 3 colors. All right. So we have a string of lights we'll do in black. His shoes will be black. Let's do his little leggings a color. We'll do his shirt a color. His hat. All right. All right. Let's get black. I'm gonna get a color tray here. Let's get our black out. This might be the really thick black that I had. So let's see how it does here. All right, so we're gonna do the little string of lights. Keep in mind if you guys are doing this type of a project that you can't do a transfer with words because the words will be backwards if you try to do it this way. If you try to chalk on the side that the sticky side, which is possible, then trying to get that string of lights there. Then that you could do that. You could go through the sticky side. It kind of just makes a messier transfer. All right, so we're gonna build up. All right, so let's go ahead and get that off. We're gonna wash this little guy many times because we have a lot of little detail there. Lots of detail here. All right, so let's do, I think we're gonna do, still kind of, let's do teal. Couture teal, we're gonna do his stockings in couture teal. So let's squeeze a little bit of that out. And then probably what I'm going to do is peel this up a little bit. So it doesn't dry in my screen. We don't want that to happen here. Let's make sure we're getting all that excess off. All right, I think I got most of it. All right, so let's peel this off. Oh, how cute. So cute. All right, we're gonna dry this too. So what happens when you chalk on the resin mold with chalk paste, not the ink. All right, and then when you pour the resin, it adheres to the chalk. I don't know how it does it. It's magic, I guess. It's just magic. We do a lot of magic here. All right, let's get this laid back down just up to what we pasted here. Try not touching all that. So now we need, let's do ocean mist so that the eggshell blue is not too close in color. Pour that out. And let's get, I'm just going to keep washing this this squeegee off because I did not wash the other squeegees that I cut up yet. Okay. Let's get that guy. My coastal elf. And then we're going to color our resin white. Take that up to his gloves. We'll give his gloves a different color. Maybe make his gloves black. Make sure that went through that mesh. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and peel again. We're just going to take this step by step. Looks like I might have missed a little spot on the neck there. I'm going to get that bottom corner of his top here. Okay. All right, let's get that dry. He's going to be so cute. Bring you in a little closer. Again, this is just for display purposes. You should not put food on this or cut on it. It is a resin, it is not food safe. So keep that in mind. There are food safe resins out there, which I do use, but we're just doing this one for funsies. Okay. All right, now we need to do, let's go back to black for his face and hands. His hands. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. I'm gonna do a little neck. You want to be really careful. Now, of course, we could have done this all in black or all in just one color. That would have been perfectly okay. But we're adding some color in today. Get that ear. Okay. All right, let's pull that up. I'm pulling up because I just want to make sure that nothing gets dry. We need to do his hand again. This transfer has a lot of very fine lines, so it may look like it's not transferring, but it is. Get that dry. Then we'll finish off his hats. Get it all good and dry, and then we'll mix our resin. Woo! So exciting. My little coastal elf. Okay. All right, let's see. So we got teal. So let's go back to the teal. And then do we want to add the eggshell blue, or do we just keep it simple with the two colors? We could just keep it simple. We could. Why open it if we're going to use just a tiny, tiny bit? All right, so let's go Ocean Mist for the little band. That's right here. Try not to get it in his hair, but we may have, I don't know. All right, let's grab some Couture Teal. And we'll do his little pom-pom. Maybe we'll do that in black. Yeah, we'll do that in black. I'm not even gonna clean the squeegee off. I'm gonna get crazy and not even color or clean it off. We're just gonna do the pom-pom. Okay, let's see. Peel slowly so you can see what you've done. Oh my gosh, how cute is he? Oh my gosh, so cute. Okay, let's get this dry, and then we're going to do we're gonna do the rest of the string. We're gonna add string, okay? We'll see what it looks like tomorrow when we demold it. Isn't he cute? He is cute. So cute. So a lot of people struggle, which me included, with trying to figure out how much resin to create, to mix up. Let's see, do we want to have it go that way or just straight up? I think I'm just going to have it go straight up here. Let's see, or do we want to do it this way? I think it needs to go this way. Trying to make sure I add that correctly to the string. Trying to make it go straight up. Okay, let's grab some more black. And because I'm not going to take it all the way to the top here, I think we'll end right there. I think that's a good ending spot. All right, let's see. Yay! So darling. Kind of removed a little bit there, so we're going to see if we can fill that in a little bit. All right, I think that's good enough. Let's get this dry. Let's get our resin mixed up. And then we're gonna pour. And then I think before I pour, I'm going to also maybe kind of warm the cutting board mold up a little bit. Resin, epoxy resin, will tend to cure quicker when it's kind of warmer. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, let's put this aside for a moment. Let's get our resin mixed up. So I think I was explaining, I got off track. People will they'll fill their molds with water. So they'll measure, it's not as easy as you think. Like some people will fill it with water and then they try to dump that water into a measuring cup. That doesn't work. Water goes everywhere. So I started with a cup and it didn't fill it. So then I added another cup and that seemed to do it. So it takes 2 cups. This is 8 ounces. This is a cup. So I think I'm just gonna add the 2 together. And that should fill our mold. That seems like an awful lot. All right. All right, remember, hardener is the black cap. All right, let's get, I don't know if I'm gonna do, that seems like a lot. Does that seem like a cup of liquid? seems like a lot more than a cup of liquid. It just does. Okay. Wish these had pull tabs. Do I do. Okay. They are starting equal. Let's do half of the hardener first. Let's see, a solo cup is what, 16 ounces, right? This is 18 ounces. So if I need 16 ounces, well, maybe we do add the whole thing. Okay, we're going for it, guys. We're adding the whole thing. The whole shebang. The resin is a little thicker. You want to stir both parts together equal parts for 3 minutes. And we're going to try not to make too many bubbles. There is a little help for the bubbles. I have some 91% isopropyl alcohol that I'll spritz on there to help break the bubbles. Just gonna hold these, let it drain. We're gonna kind of start stirring. Still draining. Kathy, have you worked with resin yet? You gotta try it. It's so fun. Okay, I think we're good. Get that last strip off of there. Throw that away. Throw that away. All right. Let's stir. Nope. Come on, Kath. You'll love it. It's so fun. If you guys need a link to the cutting board, go ahead and comment cut, and I'll get you a link to the cutting board. Resin mold. Be nice. I could also use it for the like cement type resin. The colored resin. Ooh, we could have used the white, but we're going to color this actually. We're going to use our resin today and then color it with a coloring. Also, when we're done, they suggest that you cover the mold. So I'll put it on a level surface and let it sit overnight, and we'll cover it so no dust particles get in it. I've used this resin coloring before, and it didn't do anything to the cement type resin that we were playing with a while ago. All right, let's see if we can add some color here. I want to make it white. gonna trim it. I'm gonna take that off because I don't want to get resin all over. Okay, hopefully that. Ooh, there we go. You have to watch when adding coloring as well because it could change the consistency of your resin mixture. Or just use a white resin. This one doesn't get hot like that other one I did. That one got hot. After stirring for like 1 minute, it got super hot in my hand. And then do you remember I was pouring it and it literally cured as I was pouring. That was the craziest thing I'd ever seen before. I made too much, like did like a size of this. Stirred it for a few minutes and then as I went to pour it, it literally hardened. It was the craziest thing. Live and learn. Live and learn. That's why I love doing this for you guys. I like to be the guinea pig for you. Give you all kinds of tips and tricks. What to do, what not to do. All right, let's put that aside. Let's cover this up. Let's take those off. We don't need those anymore. All right, let's warm this mold up a little bit. I'm going to just kind of warm it up. Plus it'll blow any dust off or anything like that. You want to make sure it's nice and dry, free of lint and dust, all the things. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this poured. And then we're going to see what it looks like tomorrow. I guess maybe we could have used more. Well, I could be on a crooked surface, so. Could have used a little more resin. Like I said, I think I'm on a crooked surface. So once I get this on a totally flat surface, it should go more into the handle. Try to scrape all those edges, get all the last drips that we can. All right, there's no peeking now. We are at the mercy of the resin. So it looks like it's not quite level. So now we wait about 24 hours. I'll take a look at it. They say usually after 6 hours you can take it out of a mold if you want, especially like those flower shaped ones. If you want to put that in a bowl and mold it, I'll kind of test. Well, let's see, 6 hours from now is midnight. I will not be looking at it at midnight, but maybe in the morning I'll take a peek and we'll see. I don't see any bubbles, but let me grab, I'm gonna grab a little spritz bottle here. So like I said, I have 91% alcohol. And we're gonna throw that in that bottle, and then we're gonna spritz our tray. Filling it up here. And then that will break any bubbles up. Okay. When you're using alcohol, or if you're using alcohol inks, do not take a butane torch to it. Do not do that, okay? And we're just going to lightly spritz it. Alcohol. Pure, almost pure 100% alcohol. All right. Clean up my drips here. We're gonna get that on a level surface, and we'll see what it looks like tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you all, and I hope to